So I'm here with Nick.
What's up, everyone?
So I just met Nick like 5 minutes ago. You guys know the deal. We're literally just interviewing whoever wants to come up here and just say something to the world. So I got some questions lined up. So I'm gonna hit you with, you. I'm gonna surprise you. All right. So what's your favorite thing about you?
Um, I would have to say, uh, maybe my skills on a guitar. That's probably my favorite thing.
Do you feel like your guitar is like where you're most able to express yourself?
Yeah, I would compare it to like a fish in water or a bird flying. It just feels like my natural state of being, you know? Yeah, that's.
How long have you been playing guitar for?
I'm 28. Been playing since I was 11, so that's 17 years. Yeah, it's long.
You're completely a fish in water for sure.
Oh yeah.
Dude, so do you think that is that what you want to be remembered for?
Yeah, I think I mean, I love music, and it's like my favorite thing in the world, but also I want to be remembered for being a good person and helping people out and making the world a better place. That's also really important. I like to do both of them at the same time, music and helping people, if that's
I
possible.
feel like it kind of does go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Because, like, with music, not only are you expressing yourself, but you're giving like a feeling to people. You're giving like an energy to people that are. I mean, whether they've heard your music or not, like I've never really heard a lot of their music that they're playing now, but I feel connected to everyone else, and we're all hearing it, we're all experiencing this like frequency, this like vibe that the artist gets to like paint, the paint. I was talking to Jay earlier about like painting her pictures, like you paint your pictures and in the moment they mean something to you, but then someone hears it 3 months later, a month later, a week later, and it means something completely different to them because of everything that they've lived, everything that they are, and whoever it is that might be moved by it. I think it's so powerful that there's artists like you who are out there constantly trying to move the world and change the world.
Yeah, I think music is really good about bringing people together. Like you don't have to be a musician to love music. You don't have, it's not about how rich and famous you are. To me, it's always been about bringing people together and sharing good vibes, like literally good vibes. And if I could help anyone feel better for even like a little bit at a show, maybe they had a rough day and they come to a show, have some fun, like that's a way to help people out.
And we talked a little bit off camera that you host shows. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I have a house that I throw musical events at, often featuring like psychedelic visuals or just like local artists and talent. It's called Indigo Vision Collective.
Is that the Instagram?
It's on Instagram, just like it's spelled, Indigo Vision Collective. I post all the flyers on that page, and it's always free. It's 100% free, and it's only about good music and good vibes. That's why I don't charge money for it, because I want as many people to just enjoy themselves, without regard to their finances.
I think that's so cool because it's genuine, And a theme from today has been just people here are just genuine as fuck, and this scene is just really really genuine that everyone's so free to be themselves. Everyone's so open.
I love that, dude. It's freedom of expression with music. You could really be who you really are, and that's a beautiful thing, especially nowadays where people are, there's a lot of confusion in this world, a lot of, people struggle with a lot of stuff nowadays, and music is a great way to heal that, and it's like a therapy and it's like medicine,
Definitely. Let's get another question going. So, in what ways do you get in your own way?
I definitely have a problem with putting things off or procrastination. I definitely struggle to I guess prioritize things sometimes. I sort of try to bite off more than I can chew in a way, and then I end up, getting overwhelmed. But I'm working on that every day.
So, what does music mean to you?
To me, it's like food or sleep. It's just a necessary thing for my life, for me to be happy. And it's I get intense spiritual gratitude out of playing music. I feel this unexplainable energy when I play it or when I'm around people playing it, and it's a healing energy. So I would say it's almost like a religion, but not really. I would say it's a spiritual lifestyle for me. Like that's what it is for me. Yeah.
Okay. So you feel like through music you're most comfortable. You said like you're a fish in water.
Yeah.
Like, kind of explain that. Like as a kid, like did you kind of experience that, or have as you've developed, like you've kind of been able to explain it more?
So, like, I remember when I was like 11, I got a guitar. I didn't ask for one. I just got a guitar for Christmas, and as soon as I picked it up, it just like felt right. You know, it was like, it felt like an extension of myself and a way I can just get out. Maybe I've always thought of it like this. Sometimes a guitar will allow me. It'll allow me to say something that you can't say in words necessarily, because like the sound is how I'm feeling, that I hear in my head. So, and it doesn't have a specific message. It's not words. It's like a feeling. So I felt like that was huge for me when I was developing as a musician. Was just trying to get out what I felt in through music, and I love listening to like recordings and like just really going through it and be like, man, like I'm glad I got that out. You know.
Yeah. You know. So like, so who are some of your inspirations musically?
I'm super huge fan of Tame Impala, Kevin Parker. As a producer, I admire his work ethic. He does everything by himself. He records and engineers everything, and he just is dedicated to his craft. Like he really cares about the quality, almost too much, to where it takes like 4 years to make an album. But I respect his like quality standards. Like he'll never put out a song that straight up sounds bad. Like it's always like really well mixed, really, and he's a great songwriter. And I love how he doesn't need to shred super hard.
What are some of your favorite Tame Impala songs?
I'm a fan of early Tame Impala.
Inner Speaker?
Yeah, there's a song called Alter Ego.
Oh, man.
When that was the song that I first heard, where I was like, holy shit, I love this band. You know, I was like in my friend's car, like really fucking stoned, and I heard Alter Ego come on, and he had like a nice stereo, and it just took me to a different world.
From the first Tame Impala song I ever heard was Nangs.
Oh, that's a great one.
And yeah, I was high as fuck too, and like had the headphones in, and it was like transported, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I was transported to a different world, and actually had the pleasure of seeing him live last March.
Oh, I was there.
At the Forum?
The LA Forum.
Yeah.
I was
Oh
at that
my
show,
God,
dude.
that was
right before COVID shut everything down.
It was like 2 days before.
I was at the front, dude.
Really?
I literally stood in the. I'm the type of dude at a show most of the time. Like I'll go to the front of the crowd. I'll get there early. I want to be like really close to the music.
Worshipping him, basically.
Like I want to see the dude's fingers on the guitar fretboard. You know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna go to see Tame Impala show, like also the light show is like insane. Like one of the best light shows I've ever seen.
Yeah, the visuals was just. It was like my favorite concert ever.
Oh, it was great.
It was like I left. I mean, every concert is kind of like that, but this was like levels,
Dude, yeah, it was-
levels above. Like,
It almost felt like I was witnessing like a classic rock band, but like before they were classic rock. Like maybe if like you know like maybe it was like some of like people like our age, their parents would have seen like Black Sabbath or Pink Floyd and been like, fuck, that's awesome. I know it's gonna be like classic, you know. And I think that's what Tame Impala is for a lot of people. It's gonna be like classic rock of the future, you know.
for sure. Yeah, we're gonna have the pleasure of being. I saw them in 2020. Like, I love that like especially 2 days before COVID shut everything down, because it was like
man.
the last like it's like a piece of history, you know, the last big crowd.
Yeah,
And now we're moving back to like that slowly, but it was like it's like a moment in time, you know. It's genuinely like really like a moment before like shit kind of went sideways, I guess.
Things definitely went sideways. It was a really to me it was like a really honestly like a really unfortunate and tragic thing, you know. And like because you know I think I love music so much that like if I can't go see live bands, like a part of me is a little empty, you know what I mean? So going through all that while not seeing shows it was hard, bro. But I'm super stoked that we're able to do it again, and we're like moving back to being able to have events and people get together and have a great time. And like I just want to keep it going. So that's what I'm trying to do with my shows and stuff. I just want as many people as possible to be healed and share music, you know.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of going to a local show, like I said last week, and I've came to 2 of these, and that show, like the artists we saw, the band was called Carter Ace.
Oh, I know Carter Ace.
Carter Ace, dude, I was like,
I've played with Carter Ace at a backyard show. with my band from Japan. So I think Carter Ace works with some people I know. It's called Dog the Cat Records. They had a show yesterday featuring Devonshire Downs, the Swells. Yeah, so Carter Ace played at like one of their shows with my band, and I was like totally blown away by how pro.
Yeah.
Dude, he has this guitar player that was like blowing my mind, and I was like, I had a long ass conversation with him about like he's like a student of music. He like went to college and shit, and he's just like a kick ass guitar player, dude.
So cool
He like blew me away.
Like those people that are like really, really dedicated. I mean, just anyone in general that's like putting time into art, putting time into like painting, putting time into like drawing or making music. Like for me, it's like podcasting, and I do jujitsu, like martial arts is my thing.
I love that
Like,
stuff. I'm not that knowledgeable about it, but I like it.
Like that's my expression. You know, it's like we learn techniques and we learn certain ways to move your body. That I mean, yes, you learn it the same way as someone else, but the way you apply it, the way you think about executing that technique, shows who you are. You know.
Yeah, you know, I always thought that martial arts were cool because it requires a lot of discipline, and I feel like music requires that too. If you want to get like serious about it and like really practice, I have an admiration for people that have discipline and like really put in the work to get good at something. And I love martial arts for that reason. Like, I used to do like karate as a kid, but I remember thinking like it's just really good to have the discipline to work on something and work on yourself.
Something bigger than you that
Yeah.
you're like constantly chipping away at. Constantly
Yeah, because like that's what like my purpose in life is to try to like do as many fulfilling things as I can. And I actually have an interest in martial arts, dude. I've been meaning to get more into it because I'm just like so busy with music, but I really like I think it would be a good thing for my mental.
There's a lot of parallels that I've seen. So my brother's a musician. He plays clarinet, and he's been playing clarinet for 13 years since he was 7. And he's recently started training, so he's like a month training, and I've been training for like 10 months now. But it's been like day in and day out, 2 times a day. You know, like constantly working at this like craft. That is.
Do you think that it makes you more disciplined and more focused in life? Like
It makes things like so much easier.
because you have more like mental control, like clarity or something like that.
One of the quotes I've heard that's like really cool. It's like it's better to be a samurai in a garden than a gardener at war.
That's yeah.
And like
Genius.
having that control of like knowing like anything ever really happened, it's like I have that little like switch that I can turn on and I'll most likely be okay, you know?
Yeah, and also like you might be in a situation where someone could really need your help, and it could be a matter of safety and human rights. You know, like you want to, like if you ever had the chance to really, I believe that you should help people just because it's the right thing to do, not because there's like anything you gain out of it, but just it's the right thing to do to help. So having the ability to protect people is a big one in a dangerous world for sure.
Definitely. So like that's one thing I carry with me every day, you know, like I go in and I train and I get like say I get beat up during training, but it's like dude, nothing else will be as hard as what I just went through.
But you know what, man? It's kind of like it's like good for you to go in and like be humbled by maybe somebody that's like more experienced.
Hell yeah.
Like I've always thought that people that are more experienced than me, that's who I pay attention to, whether it be like musicians or just in general, like people that have more experience, you know. And I try to learn from those people. So I think it's good to be humbled. You know, it's good to try to recognize when somebody's like truly great and then try to learn from them. Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu, it's like the camaraderie in it, like it's so cool because like literally your ego gets left at the door, you know, like there's no room for it. And like there's a lot of places where it's like people can have kind of like that little braggadocious like, oh, I'm kind of better than you. And although maybe this person has like 2 more years of experience over me, but they're so willing to help me and learn. And say I get choked out in a certain way, and it's like they're so willing to help me. Hey, like how did you get me? Oh, I did this, that, and you're like, oh, okay. Like, can you show me? Like, oh yeah, dude.
You know,
here.
I would say it's a lot of that with music too. Like, some people that are really good, and they're like, oh, I'm the best or whatever, and that's great and all. I'm the type of dude though where like, even if you're not that good, I just respect people hustling and doing what they love. You know what I mean? So it's not about how good or bad you are at something. I think it's just the fact that you do it for yourself. You know, like I love seeing people of all skill levels play music. It just makes me happy. Like, it doesn't need to be like the craziest musician in the world to like impress me. Like a lot of the music I like, they're like not even like complicated songs and stuff. They're just like simple and easy, and anybody can play them. So I've always thought that like the music scene like needs a little bit less like, I don't know, like glamorous nature. It needs a little more like realness.
I feel you. And like I said, like with martial arts, it's like, yeah, you can feel better than someone, but here you go, like hop on the mat and you'll learn quickly, like you're not shit. Like, oh shit.
There's one thing I've learned, man, is there's always somebody out there that's going to be probably better than you at a specific thing. It shouldn't affect how you look at it, what that thing is. You should do it because you love it.
Motivate you
Yeah, it should motivate you to be better.
I feel like, I guess, like when you kind of drop your ego and you realize that really all you can do is learn from them. Instead of comparing yourself, instead of like bringing yourself down or feeling superior, it's either like you help them get to your level or someone will help you get to their level. And it's like it's a constant cycle that it's like a healthy thing where it's like I help you, you help me, and we're both learning.
I have a roommate. He's a really good friend of mine. He's a drummer, and he's really, really good at drums. And like, but I remember like a couple years back, he asked me for some like we were just hanging out, and I just showed him a couple things, and he took that and like made it into like something way greater than what I showed him. And I was like super stoked that I could be like anybody. Like I just gave him a little tip. I showed him like this one little trick I do on the drums, like. Just like it's kind of like a jazzy type vibe, and he took that and like went all sorts of places with it, and I was like so stoked about that. And he's like honestly an amazing drummer, and like the fact that I was able to help him at all is like really, it's gratifying for me.
It's cool to see like you kind of like, I guess you showed him the steps, and he built the whole fucking ladder even higher with that.
Yeah. Sometimes there's like that saying like. You give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, but if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. It's kind of like that. It's like, I'm really big into helping people out, dude. Like, if anybody asks me for help, I'm probably going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean, it's like when you're a genuine person, you don't expect anything. Like, you're just doing it because, like you said, it's the right thing to do. It's like, there's nothing else that I should be doing but that, Like, why not give back into the world that, for all I know, like, I guess just trying to leave your mark on the world, like, because at one point we're going to be gone, and like it'd be so cool to know that people are listening to this like in 100 years, 20 years, 30 years. And
what I strongly believe in like karma, and like I'm sort of a hippie, to be honest. Like I love like the universal love message, and I feel like as a society we need to get back to that. We need to come together and love one another for real, and stop all the fighting and the conflicts, and realize that we are all in this together. We're all human beings with hearts and feelings, and the real thing is the most important thing is to love one another, bro. Like I'm a total hippie like that.
So have you had any psychedelic experiences?
Oh, yeah. I've done a lot of psychedelic drugs. I don't really recommend them to anybody. I think they can be pretty dangerous and like kind of scary, but that being said, I think I learned a lot from those experiences. I don't think that you need to do that though to get to an enlightened state of mind. Like I'm actually like sort of I don't partake that much in doing psychedelics anymore. I felt like I got what I needed to, and then it's just, I guess you come to a certain point in your life where you want to be sober, and I feel like just more and more like I'd rather like just smoke some pot or like have a beer, because like a psychedelic experience can be very draining emotionally and physically too. Like, so I guess I'm probably not done tripping though. Like I'll probably do some mushrooms in the future, but like I sort of do it as a special occasion.
I feel you. For me, it's like, as I've always respected it as a medicine, and like my experiences are always like curl up in a ball and like really just ride it out. And when I come back, or like when I'm in the experience, it's like I can't wait to get back to home,
Yeah.
And it's like, again, it's not for everybody, but like an understanding and knowing that there's something that can make you feel that way, and like make you like not take yourself as serious is valuable, And again, I'm not advocating for anyone to go ahead and try it, but
I would honestly say like I would advocate for people not to, because like a lot of I'd say like my experiences were pretty chaotic. Like things were just like like I couldn't like ever like drive a car in that state of mind, you know. So like I just hope that people stay safe, you know.
Yeah, definitely. If you respect it as like a genuine thing that can help you, and not to. I mean, yeah, I've known people that took it and had super phenomenal experiences, but for me, it's literally I want to curl up and be in like the fetal position and like just like.
You know what? I've had some really good trips though, where I just like straight up listen to music. Like something about psychedelics and music. It like.
You ever played music? Wow.
Oh yeah, there was this one time I was in a band called Odd Hours, and we played a show in the desert in Apple Valley. It's called The Sauce, and I think I took like 4 tabs of acid and played a show in the middle of the desert. And I gotta say, I had a kick-ass time, dude. Like the entire like the floor looked like it was like a river, like underneath my foot, like like everything was swimming, and like I felt like straight up like Woodstock vibes, dude. Like I felt like it was some Woodstock shit. I was super fucking high, dude, and actually I think I played pretty well. Actually, sometimes psychedelics make me play guitar better, and I'm not sure why, but other times it makes me play worse. So it's like kind of a mixed bag, you know?
Yeah, it's like there's a balance for sure, and you need to respect that, like the boundaries in it. Like there's boundaries in it for sure. That if you don't respect it, it'll humble you.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think it's important to respect that for what it is, and understand that it's not just something you take for fun. And do like there's serious consequences that could happen.
Yeah, man. Like I've known some people that like had some serious mental breakdowns on psychedelics. So anyone struggling with mental health probably shouldn't do it. I'd say you have to be in like a really good state of mind, pretty good with how your life is going, and like being around people you trust. If you're gonna do it, that's the best way to do it. Being in a place you feel comfortable at, or being in nature is really nice. I like to sometimes take mushrooms, go on a hike, or go to the beach. The beach is probably my favorite place to get high on psychedelics, like because the cool breeze of the ocean is really calming and it's peaceful. It's very it's very naturally relaxing, and I think those are the best places to do psychedelics.
Thank you, Nick. It was a pleasure, bro. Here you were saying you weren't ready, bro. We had a fucking cool conversation.
Thank you so much for having me on. I had a great time talking to you, bro. And yeah, if anybody is interested in seeing local live music, check out Indigo Vision Collective. You can find us on Instagram. Every show is free.
You heard it here. Thank you so much for watching Me Versus Myself. Goodbye.